Now, 2025 was a landmark year for the Cork LGFA minors. Under the tutelage of Kieran O'Shea and his backroom team, the Rebels won a provincial title before claiming the ZuCar All-Ireland Minor A title with a win over Dublin in the decider. Kieran O'Shea is back for another year at the helm of the Cork LGFA minors, and we're delighted to speak to him here on the Big Red Bench. Kieran, how are things?
Very good, Ger. Very good. Thanks for having me.
Good to talk to you again. Before we talk about what's to come, let's have a quick look back because last year was a fantastic achievement, some brilliant memories. Winning a minor A All Ireland title, it's such a difficult thing to do. Are the memories, even as we head into February, are they still fresh? They
Sorry,
must be
Ger.
because people are contacting us still about it.
Sorry, yeah.
That's okay.
Yeah, it was a fantastic year. Look, we had I suppose starting out, we had I suppose that group of players I've been with them since under 14, so I kind of knew the group fairly well. And I suppose we had that disappointment in at under 16. We had an All Ireland final. It went to replay, and I think it was 7 minutes into extra time in that replay, and it was still a draw. And to lose that then by a point, you would kind of really hurt. So I suppose there was unfinished business there really, and I suppose we got back last year. I suppose we kind of looked at everything and we really drove at it for the year. And I suppose that was kind of one of the aims, was to try and get back to that place and see if it could be right the wrongs of the 2000 when we were under 16.
You certainly did that. You did it playing a lovely brand of football as well. I had the pleasure of watching your matches. It was always, I look forward to seeing your games because you like to play an attacking brand, Kieran, when possible. But at minor A level, it's not that easy to do because you're beating some really, really talented opposition. You've retained the services of your management team for the coming season, heading into 2026. Martin Crummey's your head coach, Roisin Long and Paddy Lucy, selectors and coaches. Karen Casey's your FLO. Kira Murphy, strength and conditioning. Kenny Kennedy in sports performance. Eric Barrett is your goalkeeping coach. Katie Nagle and Sandra Fury, physios. Jonathan Lenihan, stats and video analysis. Johnny Holland and Aoife O'Sullivan, nutritionist. It's a big team, lots of experience, but it's a pretty much a brand new team for you again, Kieran, because there's lots of new girls now coming onto the panel for this year.
Yeah, it's to be honest, it's very exciting because like the talent in Cork is, you can't deny it. Like it's really really high. So I suppose it's a privilege for us to be working with them. And I suppose they're coming to a new environment themselves as well. From a lot of them have been on Cork teams before, some of them haven't. So that's a new challenge, and yeah, we're really looking forward to it. We've been training out since January, and kind of implementing our style on the team and stuff. And the girls are so keyed up, so it's great.
I've spoken to Yanis O'Connell, who's the under 16 Cork manager, and he was going through some of the facts and figures of the trials process just to get to the final squad. Talk to me about the rough numbers that you've had to look at, the number of players that you would have had to cast your eye over before deciding on your final panel, and how you did that.
Yeah, yeah. It was. I say it was difficult. We I suppose we wanted to start it early if we could, but I suppose there was minor championship on, and that kind of ran into December. But we actually looked at that as a kind of a good way of viewing the players as well in their club activity, where they're more natural and more comfortable. And so that kind of gave us free trials really. So we were, in fairness, we were looking at a lot of games around the county. And then when we say the minor championship finished, then we held most of our trials. I think there was 1 week, all right, we had a break, and we decided to have a few trials that day just to kind of speed things up, because I suppose it's like at the moment now, coming into that time of the year, you just don't know. It could be snow or ice, and then you could be wet. So there's a bit of pressure just to get kind of things done. And I suppose the big thing for us was, these girls, they've been playing since January, and even before it, and they need a break, like everyone needs a break. And so that was our kind of aim, to try and get those trials finished before Christmas and let everybody off for a couple of weeks, which we were able to do, and then come back in January. I suppose the biggest thing, I suppose the big change from this year compared to last year, was the championship starting early. So that brings its own problems, because I suppose it's been very hard to get on the pitch. And to date, we actually haven't been on a grass pitch. We just haven't had the opportunity to train or play in games because it's just impossible to get a pitch, and the weather's been really bad. So I suppose from that point of view, it's not ideal, but I suppose everybody's in the same boat. So we're all in the same boat there.
You're lucky that you have access to facilities and astro pitches to get those challenge games completed. Kieran, it's certainly not an easy thing to do, as you said, at this particular time of year. But you've had a good run with the squad now since the early, as you said, December really when you started the trials, but January when you've settled on your squad. How happy are you with the group that you finally put together now?
Yeah, we're very happy. Like, we see improvement every week. We're not there yet, but we know it's a whole process, just like last year. And but we're really enjoying it. I mean, we've had a couple of challenge games against Kildare and Galway, and we played down and Wexford there last week as well. So it's been good. And again, it's just, I suppose, lucky to have the 4G pitches down here in Cork. That we're training in Milton at the moment, in their new facility down there, and so we're delighted with that. But obviously, with championship coming up and stuff, we'd be happy to get on the grass pitch, because there is a difference between the Astro and the grass pitch. But no, it's been really good. And in fairness, the girls are really soak up everything, and they're wanting to learn, and I suppose everybody has their own playing style, and they're, I suppose, looking forward to playing the way we like to play.
Indeed. By the time this interview is on the radio, you will have played your opening Munster LGFA Under 18 Championship game at Waterford. That takes place on this coming Saturday. Then you're on the road on February 22nd. You travel to Clare, and then your first home fixture, well, what a cracker that'll be, against Kerry on Saturday, February 28th. Then there's a 5-week break following the completion of the opening 3 rounds of the championships before you finish the round robin section by travelling to Tip on April 18th and then hosting Limerick on April 25th. Games coming thick and fast, as I said. Waterford is this weekend. You're building up towards that now. But that 5-week break in the middle of it, Kieran, how difficult a thing will that be to negotiate? Because it's unlike other championships in that the round robin is a straight run thing. You're going to have quite a gap.
Yeah, it is. It's a bit of a challenge. I suppose it's something similar to last year when we finished up the Munster Championship. We kind of took a 2-week break, and then we went back at it again. But I suppose the only difference is, it was kind of hard to get games at that stage, because a lot of teams were, I suppose, they were out of it then at that stage if they hadn't qualified from their region. So, I've 4 or 5 games lined up there. We also have a team bonding day lined up down in Tralee and MTU arena down there. So, that's going to be really, really good. And some of those games are going to be really, really good challenge matches. So, like, the girls are looking forward to that. They love playing against other counties. Every county brings their own different style, and you learn from every game. It's better than 10 training sessions. So we're looking forward to that period. I suppose just getting over these 2 weeks now, that's the main aim, or just that game Waterford now at the weekend. That's our full focus. They've had Waterford won in Ireland last year, and 10 of those players are still there this year. 10 of the starters. They also have 4 or 5 up in the senior team. So look, we just don't want any complacency in our group, Ger, and we're fully focused on that game. And we know we're not going to have an easy game Munster this year. If you look at last year's All-Ireland, Clare won the B, Waterford won the C. Obviously we won the A. So Munster is very strong at the moment, and I'd say it's going to be the same this year as well. You look at Kerry, they won the All-Ireland under 14, this group that they have. They're in 16s, won the All-Ireland last year, so they're going to be a serious test as well for everybody. So it's going to be a very competitive championship.
It certainly is. It begins on Saturday when you travel to Waterford in the opening round of the Munster LGFA Under 18 Championship to try and defend the beginning defence of your Munster and All-Ireland crowns. We will be talking to you throughout this campaign, Kieran, to you and your squad. But for now, ahead of the throw-in of the big championship, thanks very much for taking the time to speak to us here on the Big Red Bench.
Yeah, thanks, Stuart. Thanks for having me again.